The laws of the land must give a clear direction. Otherwise, then you've overthrown the civilized order.
How do you address the fact that Parliament is already heavy on one side, and they feel prejudiced by that fact that Parliament is heavy on that one side? So the moment you have a fully pure parliamentary process, then they're outnumbered and outshined. And how do you address it?
Let me tell you,
yes,
there are presidents before. IPPG sorted out the problems in 1997, and yet Kanu had vast majority. How was it sorted out? When we came back again, there was another one, inter-parties parliamentary committee that midwifed the constitutional process, and it was able to deliver.
Okay.
It's not always the real numbers that matter. I remember I was in that parliament, and we were able to negotiate with Akinamada Karua and others, including Kibaki's corner, including Kinapol Muite.
Okay.
You cannot entirely say that it is the numbers that will determine the direction in parliament. It's a question of a group, inter-parties group.
Okay.
That discusses that which is reasonable.
Yeah, that's why they brought even the international community.
My take on the issue of how to go to dialogue.
Dialogue, yes.
We should not go in dialogue with conditions.
Yes.
Let them go to the table.
Yes.
Put your issues on the table. If they disagree with some of the issues that are raised by this other side, we are watching. We are Kenyans. We are watching.
Yes.
But if you just go with a predetermined outcome, then you're not negotiating. You're not dialoguing. You are simply just saying, you do this or we do that. That is holding the country at ransom.
Yes.
Let them go to the table and discuss.
What if they feel prejudiced? Same question that I asked.
I am saying,
as a businessman,
Isaac
would you go
has
to the
given
table?
you an example.
Yes.
I've done negotiations before.
As a businessman,
as a business person.
Would you do that?
And yes, of course. And I would put it plainly here. It's not about the numbers that you have. Are these genuine issues to be discussed? You know, one of the things that Isaac has just proposed is that once you lose elections, you're irrelevant, which is true. Why is it that we did not change our laws to allow for the official leader of opposition in parliament? So that you can go and check government with your shadow cabinet, paid up people, you know.
Yes.
In terms of, but this situation of, we used to call it winner take all. This is what we are suffering now. And I'm saying, it is true, you cannot ignore Raila Odinga. You cannot. The difference in vote is 200,000, my friend. 200,000.
The national election.
At the national level, yes. So, he knows about those numbers.
And yet he is irrelevant.
He knows about those numbers. So when he calls for those numbers to line up in the streets of Nairobi, they will line up.
Yeah.
And this is where now the card of the president, how he plays it, is important. And I'm happy that he has seen it wise to fast that dialogue.
But he tested it first, which is very unfortunate because lives were lost. Mandamano.
Why are you saying he tested?
Because Mandamano, that's what I'm explaining.
Why do you want to blame him and not this other side?
I'm not going to blame anyone. I'm just saying Mandamano.
Takes two to tangle.
Mandamano, they said, you can go to protest as many days as you can, as many weeks, give us your timetable, tell us the months. If you want to do the whole year, we are okay.
But as fate has it,
yes,
things happened. You know, they say shit happens. This happened. So it has taken us to this other level. Come to the table and pour your things on the table. Let's listen. What is it that you have? I also would like electoral justice. I have been hit by this in electoral injustice before, and you know it. I've been to my election. Isaac, you know that. Where the government was on one side and I was on the other side. And I still won in the by-election that was free and fair. And I've said this time and again. Let's fix laws to take our country forward, not just to solve Raila's problem or Mr. President's problems. Let's solve Kenya's problems. How do we make sure that the next election we will not have this shenanigans?
Tell me something, Governor. Tell me something. One of the things that Raila Odinga wants, he feels, because you're talking about electoral justice, he'll talk about electoral justice. He's saying that he needs to understand that he won fairly. And one of the things that he's saying is, show me that I won fairly. Is that a precondition that is unfavorable?
Chief, in our laws, where is he coming in? go to elections, you're not satisfied, you have so many days to go to Supreme Court. Go and fight it out. They brought a truck.
And he did it.
I was watching. They brought a truck of evidence. But I do not want to go to the merits and demerits of that case. That was the process prescribed in our law, in our constitution, right? And he exhausted it. So what is available in our constitution thereafter?
Okay. What is so
You
hard?
understand?
I understand. But Governor, what is so hard? Even you, when you're doing election petition, you'd want, bring the ballot boxes, let's do a recount. What Raila Odinga is asking for. Why is it so hard just to say, well, you have insisted on this matter that you won the election and you want to see
Can
what's
you
in the
ask
cover?
a question that you have an answer to?
I don't have
They
an
went,
answer.
How
they
did we?
went to Supreme Court.
Yes.
They did. They brought all their issues there. How they canvass those issues there themselves is the issue.
Which is okay,
Why are they
granted.
given
And
the chance
remember-
to do that?
Granted. I
Yes.
have just seen a letter from Smartmatics. I have it on my